He don't have no sneakers on. Oh my god.
We're rolling.
11 o'clock.
All right, you guys ready?
We all set.
Welcome, everybody, to the FLEXCAST. Once again, we are outside, and I have Steve, the gamer,
You already
Mr.
know.
Steve. Also, Harrison Neville.
What up, what up?
Harry, he came by. Just wanted to hang out.
Yep.
He's already actually had a shoe change this morning.
Yep. Took some photos.
Took some photos.
Yep.
What'd you take photos of?
Well, we took photos of the off-white Jordan 4s.
Oh, that's right. I helped you.
The hottest shoes, but I was wearing the Supreme Nike Dunks from... They're old. They're an old shoe, but they're not that comfortable. The blue pair. It's like crocodile skin, crocodile skin.
For that price, though? That's crazy.
Wait, how much were they again?
Brand new, they're 3,000-4,000, but the odds of finding them dead stock right now are
Oh my
very
God.
slim.
That's
That is
crazy.
crazy.
Mine came with no box. They're worth about $1,400, I'd assume.
Oh.
What'd you buy them for?
Got them in a mystery box. Would you assume anything less?
This is, if you didn't know, Mr. Mystery Box, by the way.
Yep.
I'm not even wearing shoes.
The shoes I'm wearing, I paid for. Resell. $280.
We're so proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And look at, I like this blue. The
I
blue
don't
is
even
great.
remember how much I paid for those.
These
It
human
was like-
races.
races.
a lot.
Yeah. I bought them with a couple other shoes, but I don't remember how much I paid for them.
You got it in a mystery box bundle?
Yeah, kind of.
Hoss, what's the most expensive shoe you've purchased? Designer, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Ferragamo. I have a pair of lizard skin Ferragamos
How
that
much?
were like, I want to say they were like $5,000 or something like that.
That's weak,
$5,
man.
oh
I
my
beat
God.
you.
Yeah, you did. Now you did. Congratulations. You spent what was it, $6,000-7,000
My
$62.50
God.
and this
Yeah.
plus
fee, so $6,800, right?
Oh.
$6,800 on those Dior lows.
Yep.
Mm.
Haven't worn them. It's very hard to wear them. It's gonna take a lot for me to wear them, but
Hell yeah.
I took a cool picture of it the other day.
yeah, I'm glad I got those. I could have spent like $2 more and got the highs, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll trade them or something.
I kind of want to buy them.
buy them from me.
No, buy them for me.
No, from me though. Or you want?
What, you
the
trying to get
highs?
rid
No,
of
I
them
want the
already?
highs. I'm saying,
Oh.
I'm saying, pay a couple $1,000 more and get the highs.
I'll sell you my lows.
Nah.
$69.50.
I
Oh
actually
my
don't think
God.
Lowe's, I think Lowe's would look better on me, but I just like the look of the highs of the shoe. Oh,
Honk,
thank
honk.
you.
Hello.
There's a fire engine here. But by the way, we are outside today. We've been
Yeah.
outside the last 2 weeks. You can hear the cicadas and trucks and stuff,
Everything in
construction
the
going on
background.
here at the house. Yeah, in the background. But we decided. Well, Harry actually was like, "Hey, it's a beautiful morning. It's the morning, by the way. First time we've had a FlexCast in the morning. Steve was not late, so
I know.
maybe we should do more morning times.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still a morning guy.
Yeah.
After working so many years in corporate, man, definitely a morning guy.
I worked a number of years in corporate, and I'm still not a morning
No.
person. No.
As long as I have my iced coffee or regular, I'm good.
I feel like you're still a morning person because you work all the way through the night until the morning.
Into the morning,
So
yeah.
that's how you're the morning person, which doesn't make a ton of sense to me. But anyway, so yeah, we're outside and it's hot
It
again.
is.
We thought it would be cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was hot underneath the. It was what was it? Last week we were in the under terrace there, and it was warm outside, really humid, but we
It was
weren't in
not
direct
that bad.
sunlight. Now
Not like that.
we're sitting here in the sun.
that
Steve
the
and I, for
trash
some reason,
truck?
both decided to wear black, but he's wearing black pants.
I'm wearing black pants. Is that the
Disaster.
trash truck back there?
It is. It's the garbage truck.
Garbage truck decided to come by today.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's our trash day. It's Thursday. Yeah, this is not really that smart of us actually.
No.
Harry was like, "Oh, it's a beautiful morning. Let's go outside."
I wasn't thinking about it.
I mean, it is beautiful, but now we're all sweating.
I actually
So-
got to use the sunroof on the G-Wagon today. Put it all the way
Oh,
up.
because it wasn't too hot
It was
in the morning.
it was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice.
You don't have a sunroof because you don't believe in them.
Don't need one. I'm great. The Range Rover doesn't even have a sunroof. I don't mind though.
Yeah, I don't believe in
Yeah.
that either. I went and looked at a Range Rover like you did the day after.
How-
How,
talk about
how you
that?
liking the new
Yeah, we
Range
did.
Rover though?
I like it. Smooth. It's nice to have something to drive to, just like normal everyday things. I'm trying to drive the R8 less.
Because you like to be a little more understated, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
But
not all the time.
what I've
sometimes.
done to my R8 has made it less drivable, so it's my own
Yeah,
fault.
that's too low. That is
It's
way
low.
too
It's-
low.
it's
I was
very
just looking
low.
at it.
And there's no front lift.
no.
There's no lift system on any R8,
what?
which makes no sense to me.
No.
So yeah, but I've got a lot of miles now, so I figured I'd just have something
Put it
that
aside.
because I had the truck and I didn't enjoy driving it like I enjoy driving the Range Rover because it's like big, It's super
very
wide.
different. It's very different, though.
Super wide, and then over 80 miles an hour, it shakes on the highway. Like,
Yeah,
it's
if
not-
you've got
it's-
big ass wheels and tires like we
Yeah.
did, like I still do, you're
It
fighting it to keep it
shakes?
straight.
Oh.
Yeah.
The G-Wagon doesn't.
Well, what's about Raptors?
It's a really
with the
wide
big
wheelbase.
truck, okay.
Yeah, I mean when you've got giant tires with grapplers and everything, it grabs everywhere. So if you guys aren't aware, when you drive over 60, 70 miles,
Yeah, I remember driving that.
trash truck, over 60, 70,000 60, 70 miles an hour on the highway, the tires are doing what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to grip, but they're made for like off-road and stuff like that and good traction. On the highway, because they're so big and they're spaced far apart and you've got these wide-ass tires, they keep pulling you.
Yeah, it's
Like
left and
nonstop,
right.
it's just pulling.
Yeah.
And so your arms kind of get tired. If you drive for 2-3 hours in a truck like that, your arms will get tired because you're fighting the truck.
That's why when it was over my house, I just parked it. That was it.
right.
Parked
You-
it for
you
the
didn't really
day.
drive
No,
it.
I did not drive that truck.
It's definitely a different.
There was
driving
nowhere to
experience.
find parking.
It's
like,
definitely a different driving experience.
yeah.
Well,
But-
parking is nice because you can just pull up on a curb. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can park anywhere you want.
yeah.
But that's another thing. The parking. The Range Rover is big, but it does not compare. And
no, definitely.
it's still one of those things where I don't want to get door dings, but I will park it closer than I'll park the R8 when I go to like the grocery store or something. Because the R8 I park like, I'll park it
Away from
anywhere. I'll park it
everybody.
on the side of the store if there's no like if it's not a parking spot.
Yeah, with the Wraith, I
Oh.
just park in front of a store. And
Yeah.
they
It's
don't-
weird
they don't bother me.
that things evolved into that because, like, I haven't. Kind of takes a confidence because you just, I mean, you can't do it all the time everywhere
Yeah,
and
true,
with any
true.
car. But like, if Sophie and I go to dinner and it's a packed parking lot, I'll just park on the side of the restaurant. And before I'd be scared to do that, but the restaurant doesn't care.
Yeah.
Especially if you're parking in a spot that's okay
In
to park.
fact,
It's not
depending
like
on the restaurant, they're going to want you to park in
Yeah.
front or something like that. And, you know, that's what they're going to do anyway when you bring a nice car.
yeah.
and they're
Not an
not gonna tow
R8,
it.
but like it's
But they're
Damn.
not going to tow it either.
right.
So,
Yeah.
but it depends on
Uh,
the scenario. You can't just pull into a fire lane and park in front of a fire hydrant and just get out. Not like
That's
that.
true. I agree with that. That's just
Different
that's just
scenarios.
wrong anyway.
Yeah.
But
Double parking, I don't really double park much because I'm worried somebody's gonna think I'm a douche. And
I
key
actually
me.
don't double park. I try to find the corner spot with the gore or something like that I can just, you know, move over.
Except when we park together, you double park.
Well, no, when there's a group of us, yes, I'll double park
You have
because
no choice,
my doors
yeah.
are twice as long as anybody else's.
Yeah.
But also, if you're in a Lambo or you're like a Rolls or something like that, late model, like you're gonna be able to just park in front of any place,
Yeah.
and they'll assume you own the place or
And
something
get
like
away
that.
with it. Yeah.
But also, if not, most places are happy, especially if it's nightlife. You know,
Yeah.
clubs and restaurants, something like that. Even retail stores, right? They want you to park right in front, like, oh, this type of person is coming here. So I never really had that problem with that car. The Aston is a little more understated, and people are like, why did you bring your Ford Focus?
Yeah. That's a weird looking Ford Focus.
Yeah.
No, you know the Ford Focus is they stole that front end of the Aston Martin look.
Yeah. And when the Fusion came out, that new Fusion was announced. I had a Fusion, and I saw it, and I was like,
Fusion. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
and I was
Not-
like,
not
man,
the
if they made a
Focus.
2-door version of that, that
Fusion.
would look sick. And then the Mustang is basically that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
front end wise.
yeah,
but
it is. It is.
the last time I went to Caffeine and Octane, that having an R8, I tried to pull into the
A
exotic slot.
non-exotic.
No, and they said we have too many R8s in here. There's one gray R8, and then there was 5 cars that were dealer cars, and I was like, okay,
Damn.
what?
That's what it was. It's the dealer
And to
car.
me, I was just like, okay, I get it, but there's nowhere to park at that point. So I was like, well, what am I gonna do? So I haven't been since, just because one, there's too many people with all this stuff going on.
Yeah, Caffeine and Octane is very different.
Yeah.
Which I usually don't go to. I mean,
I haven't
you
been
and I
in
have
a
been.
while.
It was once when it was winter, I
Once-
think.
Yeah,
In the
yeah.
cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're like, it's just too much.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people like it, and I'm not knocking that. It's a bigger community. You know, all cars are welcome, so that's great. I love that for the car community, and they've become such a big thing, so that's great. However, it's just not my cup of tea, and definitely not Harry, since he loves talking and being around, you know, swarms of people.
Nope.
And actually, I dislike that. People don't realize that, but you know, me being an extreme extrovert, I actually like interacting with people, but not being in big crowds. I dislike that. It drains me.
Yeah.
The last.
I know you don't like it either.
No, I don't. I don't at all. I've been trying to like stay away.
For different reasons, we all dislike those
I mean, that
large
was one of
crowds.
the main reasons why I barely put myself on camera, like in front of the camera for
Until
a
now.
long time. Yeah, I
Until
mean, with
now.
you guys now, I have no choice. But I mean,
How
it
it goes,
happens.
force unit pushing the deep end.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, sorry, I'm just really hot right now.
I am extremely
never
hot.
You're the
sweat.
hot guy.
I know exactly. I never really sweat. I love
chilling.
being. I'm very warm right now. Maybe it's because I'm also smoking a cigar.
I also have been working out for like 2 hours outside every day, so I think I'm used to the heat by now.
Oh,
It's
by the
sweating.
way, I should thank Dr. Chris. My doctor actually gave me a lighter. He knows what I like, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. Although it's kind of funny that a doctor gives you a lighter, but he's like, you're not.
I'm
doing
kind of
too much
happy
of
I
it.
have a hat on, but how you guys feeling over there?
I'm solid.
I'm all right.
Surviving.
I'm
Yeah.
all right this second,
Yeah.
and then every 5 seconds, I'm like, I'm really hot. I also have a beer, so that's helping.
Yeah.
Water. I still got to get my workout in today.
This is my water.
Hollis is, it's like, dude, I had 2 drinks before I had this. It's Fanta.
Well, I had orange
Orange
juice.
soda.
I had orange juice and orange soda. I was just continuing, the orange vibe.
It's like, how about some water?
I don't like water.
I
I
drink
dislike water.
probably 16 to 20 water bottles with water a day. Most hydrated
That
man
just
in the
sounds
world.
wasteful of bottles, by the way. I must say.
Waste.
I refill the same bottle.
Okay.
And I've got
Now that just sounds gross. If you refill it 16
it's a
times.
water bottle, and then we have mason jars. The big mason jars are like 30 ounces, and I
Yeah.
just fill those up.
That's true. You have those big old metal straws.
Sophie and I require a lot of hydration. For some reason, that's just our body types. I don't have water, she doesn't. We have like bad headaches.
What? Yeah, well, dehydration. Yeah.
I was gonna ask Harrison, like, how do you keep your schedule? Because like me going to the gym, it's the hardest thing for me right now. Like keeping a schedule to go to the gym. Like I will skip today. I mean, I will go on Monday and not go till next month.
So I've gotten it, and it's all routine that I've realized. And I'm not like this big working out because I don't go to the gym. I run and do that kind of thing outdoors. So
Mhm.
and I do push-ups and stuff. But
and he walks fast.
I wake up.
Yeah.
I walk and I do like 5 miles walking and running. But basically, I wake up. I have a schedule where I eat something, coffee, then I go work out immediately. So then I can come back and shower. And if I get it done early, then I don't have to worry about it because once the day starts, then you're like, oh, I got to do this, got to do this. There's not much time for it. So when I start the day with it, and it just keeps me, and it wakes me up.
Did you work out today?
I have not. This is the so I have to post. I had to do a lot of stuff this morning for work. So after I leave here, I got to do a lot of stuff too. So then that's when I'm gonna get in. This will be an afternoon one, but I go for 10,000 steps a day. That's my goal, and I have 800 right now.
I got the gym right next to my office and still don't go. I barely opened that door. Barely. Like
Yeah,
it's
in
right
your
there. though.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a
routine.
gym in my home, and I never used it once.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
why
my
I'm like,
fiance at the
it's-
time did use it.
I
but
feel like people
didn't.
now are with quarantine. A lot of people are now doing.
That's
more
true,
stuff.
but
Yeah.
I don't like gyms. Period.
You don't
Like,
like working out.
True, but in like the gym sense, I love playing sports, and that was how I got my exercise. And during a pandemic, like I can't go and play sports. People, it
Yeah.
fucking. I hate.
I
it.
mean, Cece's been
Absolutely hate
getting me to like go for a walk now, which it's been good. But going to the gym, which is right next, I don't know, man. It's crazy.
That's what I think. The reason mine's working because I'm getting outdoors, so I'm getting sunshine.
Mhm.
I'm doing walking and running, but I'm still getting a long distance in. So I interval it, so I'll walk half a mile, then run a mile, mile and a half, walk a mile, run a mile, mile and a half, and then I'm outdoors for like an hour, hour and a half, and then the rest of the day I feel good because I've been outside, I got my steps in.
Yeah.
So
steps in.
10,000 steps is what I aim for. For whatever reason, that's the number I go for, and my phone tracks it.
Right.
So if I don't have my phone on me, then
It's like
I'm
you're not
screwed.
wearing your Fitbit or something like that.
No, I don't do all that. I actually would like an Apple Watch for that. I'd do it.
I gave away an Apple Watch or 2 of them like last year.
I had one for a while. I just don't know where it is now.
I gave
Like,
one to my dad
it's-
for his birthday, and then he wanted the newer one, so
Yeah.
he gave it to his business partner.
What's different with the newer one though?
It's too
The new one, it's got, I don't even know, it's got updates. He wanted a 5G or a LTE one as well, where cause you can have it without your phone and you can still take
Oh, just do-
calls, have
okay, okay.
music, all that.
Speaking of,
I finally got the new 11.
yeah,
I mean,
I was gonna say somebody just joined us in
I know.
2019.
hey,
and got the
my
iPhone
phone.
11.
That's the way I always look at it. If my phone is still working, I don't need to upgrade.
Yeah,
Was
Yeah.
it late 2018 or 2019? That
19.
okay.
2019, yeah.
Because I got one in February, only forcefully. I had the X, which had come out the year. I think a year or two before.
yeah, the 10. I pre-ordered it, so I got like the week it came out.
But did you guys know there's a
remember.
like I got kind of mad because I mean it was Cece's phone that's messed up. That's why I had to upgrade.
you
but
had to?
yeah, it's the new iPhone is coming out in September.
Yeah. They
That's
announced
crazy.
September.
Everyone knows that.
Oh my god.
It doesn't mean you shouldn't get an
I
iPhone
haven't.
though.
I
Like
should just say you could have my X, but
yeah, but he wanted an 11
but
Pro.
for now, until the new one comes out.
Yeah, well,
I-
but he's probably not going to adopt it immediately anyway. He was
Yeah.
Android for a long time.
I know I was.
And then-
An Android guy.
Yeah, he does, right?
Yeah.
PC gamer.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I like to build. I like to have control over.
I was
everything.
back in the day, and
Yeah.
then I chose form and function and style over pure
Oh,
function.
trust me,
So-
it's worth it. It's worth it. Having more control over, like, right now, in my office, I have like 5 screen,
yeah.
like
I just
3.
want shit to work and
It-
it to
it
feel
works.
and look nice. That's
What was weird when I went to buy one, I don't know, I got my phone through AT&T. That's what I've always had.
Mm-hmm.
They push these installment plans. I wanted to buy my phone cash. I just wanted to pay for it
Yeah.
in full. So I go to the store. They're like, we can't sell you the phone in full. We'll only sell it to you in payments. And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to do that. They're like, well, you can go to the Apple store, go buy the phone, bring
then
it back
come
here,
activate it.
and then we'll activate it.
but you could activate. Yeah, they want the activation.
then-
You can still do it in the
and so then
Apple
I said,
Store.
okay, see you later.
And you never came
went to the
back.
Apple store,
They just didn't
activated
know.
the Apple store, and went home.
It's
Like
stupid.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
come
it.
on,
Just
you
dumb.
should be able to. I was like, why can you? Because it says on
It's just a bad
on
sales
the
strategy.
in front of the phone it says or buy the phone in full for this such price,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they didn't want it.
Yeah. Well, they were trying to push the installments because they make a little more money on it.
Yep.
But that's just poor sales training by that dude. In fact, I have a cousin who's like been like an AT&T sales guy for like 5 years now, and he's crushing it, Cheyenne. But he would be like, oh no, that's not how we're trained. That's not how it's supposed to be. And he's right, because that's just throwing away business from
Yeah.
But I literally was like, is there anything you can do? And she went and talked to somebody in the back, like, no. I'm like, I'm here right now. I want to buy the phone. The phone that I want is right there. Let me buy the phone. Like, to me, it didn't make sense. I was like, that's
Yeah.
just losing
It doesn't make sense.
$1,200 right
But
there.
Yeah.
but they still get it in the end because it's still AT&T, but that store doesn't get it, so it's just
Yeah.
dumb.
It was weird, but
How was your experience?
Buying. We went to Linux. I didn't know the Apple and
Oh, it's
Linux
closed.
closed. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been trying to trade in my iMac because now, so before Apple didn't do trade-ins, like until
Okay.
like really recently, they didn't take them at the Apple store. Now, I mean, it's not like great money, by the way,
Yeah.
but it's less of a pain in the ass.
Facebook
Couple, yeah.
Marketplace. Let's throw it up on there. I bet you we can sell that thing.
I just
quick.
don't want to deal with those humans.
Dude,
Oh,
I
by the way,
sold
my sister worked for Apple, so
So why didn't she get you a fucking iPhone?
I mean, Apple in New York is
She's
still
not
closed.
she's not that hooked up.
No,
She
Apple
can't
in
get her
New
brother
York-
a fucking phone.
Apple in New York is still closed.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
they're
yeah.
not even working at all.
Well, that's the thing is that Lennox is closed, and I can't go like in person to drop it off. So now, great. I'm glad you're taking them in. However, like 2 months later, they changed. They're all closed. And it's like, okay,
Well, what you can do is order the box from. They'll send you a label in a box.
yeah, and that takes 3.5 weeks.
Damn.
Better than nothing.
If I had done that 3.5 weeks ago, I'd have
no,
it
no,
now.
we're gonna
but-
throw it on Facebook Marketplace because I'm
He's
the
been
king of
he's on
selling
a
on
huge
Facebook
kick
Market-
I
on
know.
Facebook Marketplace.
I sell you give me something to sell, I'll sell it on Facebook Marketplace. Like, I sold
goes
all the furniture
fast,
from my
though.
apartment, and within 12 hours it was gone.
I should list my cars. I've been saying that for weeks now. I haven't
Yeah.
listed them, but I should have you list them on.
Except
Facebook
I don't want to
Marketplace.
message the people, but I have to do it on your account so you can message the
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
'cause
yeah.
That's the
No,
biggest
but
thing. is the
it goes so
flickers.
fast on there though, because when I was moving from my last place, so everything, the table, I mean everything from the backyard.
I forget who just sold. eBay Classifieds just sold their classified section with a stake in it for $1 billion, 1.5 billion, I think.
Damn.
Yeah, and they still have a stake in it. So I can't remember who they sold it to, but I remember seeing that pop up on the wire.
eBay sneakers has been pushing hard recently. They've been doing a lot of
Well,
social.
eBay's fallen behind in the last 6-7 years.
Yeah,
you know?
I worked with them. I did a sponsored stuff with them, and the only
Yeah, that's right. Because I remember it was scripted because your story was like, "Hey guys, like eBay? Get on eBay because eBay does this and eBay is like what?" I was like,
Yeah,
"Bro, is that
it's
scripted?" He's like, "Yeah, it's scripted."
well, they offer a lot better than they did before. They have its own category of sneakers there, but the only thing with it is it's like other apps like Grailed where there's no authentication process. And
but you have, but
check app.
there you go.
There is a new app.
Perfect
to help
setup.
Legit check
eBay
sneakers.
is great. However,
Yeah,
what you can do for this,
but the app has worked good for me, and there's
Well.
with authentication
worked well.
worked well with me. With authentication, it's tough because people get fake shoes from StockX. It's like
Yeah. So how
There-
does that like what I've
because-
seen people say that online, but what does StockX do?
well,
with
one
that?
some people just say that because they just say it. They're
They're
just
trying to get attention or something
Yeah.
stupid. Yeah.
then
kids.
they didn't actually. They saw a story of somebody because somebody could just say put They see a StockX tag on a shoe because you can put fake StockX tag. They make fake StockX tags.
I heard people leave those on. That's so dumb.
Yeah, to
That's
flex.
crazy.
That's so stupid.
But
Flex.
It's
the
not a
fake
flex.
StockX tag people put on there and they say, oh, it's from StockX. Or there might be a human error because it is so hard to tell in some shoes. But they do rectify that. I haven't worked with StockX in a while. I used to, but not after their whole breach and everything. I haven't worked with them for a while.
Yeah. Well, have you bought any new shoes recently?
At all. I've been actually since I don't even know if we can actually talk about that since he left Heat.
Talk about what?
I still haven't pick up the
Jay?
shoes. Yeah.
Jarvis?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you talk about it?
No. I mean, I don't know what
He's saying is that he needs more shoes, or he hasn't bought shoes, but he still needs to go pick those up. So that would be his most recent.
We do have it on video that you bought them.
Yeah. Oh yes, we did.
Literally have it on video that you bought those
So
shoes.
I got.
But you never got those shoes.
I don't know.
So you're saying it's between Jay or Heat? You're not sure which.
No. Jay actually said he got me. So.
Oh, okay. All
So
right,
whenever I'm ready to pick up some shoes, I was thinking
cool.
about
Why don't you fucking give him a call right now?
No, I already did.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
So whenever we
not
have
like
some
back then,
new-
you mean recently?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't now,
That's
but
cool.
I haven't bought no shoes. I was looking at my closet this morning. I was like, wait, what am I gonna wear? Damn, I have so many shoes in that
I
closet.
need more shoes and clothes.
Oh
I just
my
got a lot
God.
of heat in.
Ooh.
Lot.
We were
Yeah.
supposed to. Before the second wave of the pandemic, we were going to go to some places and
Yeah.
buy some.
Oh,
shit.
you gotta remember, you gotta dress me for one day. We gotta go and get
Yeah.
a whole outfit.
I got the Chucky Dunkies. I got a second pair.
You okay there with all those waters?
Hiccuping. Yeah. I got another pair of the Off-White UNCs. I got Sean Witherspoons. I got a lot.
I do like those off-white. You wore the shit out of those.
They
for like
are
6
going
months.
for so much money now.
How much?
$2,000.
No,
Oh my
I paid $600.
As I say, $850 I would do it, but
I paid
$2,000.
$600.
Am I gonna have to cap like my 10K is my limit? Because I know you would definitely.
Well, you can get those Dior the highs from
Yeah,
your
my
hookup.
cap has been $3,800.
Your
and
cap,
Oh
no
my
cap.
God,
Now it paid $67.50.
God damn.
But the thing is, which people understand, is like shoes are at a small scale investments because I have
Well, certain ones.
certain shoes,
Yeah.
but for the most like specific shoes, Jordan 1s, they're going up so much. They're shoes that sat at Lennox. They're these Air Max. They're called the Just Do It pack.
Mhm.
They sat at
I know.
Lennox for
I have the lows.
a year. You do. Those are going for like $400 now.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, I
they're
recently checked on my
skyrocketing.
orange ones. They went up double, basically.
Yeah.
Since, and that was, what, 6 months ago?
The market is crazy because everybody's at home. They're online buying shoes.
Oh, it's like
And
it's
I
like the
swear to
But they
stock
can't
market.
even wear them
I
anywhere.
bought a pair for my friend for under retail of these Air Maxes from that pack, and they are now going for $400. And I sent him the
My
other day. I was like,
God.
dude, this is nuts.
I'll be
like,
pissed.
You should sell them. You should sell
Jordan
'em.
ones go up over time. Right now, the most recent is going for $250. They'll probably go up to $400. Like so after the Jordan brand documentary with The Last Dance, went up. The Chicago's like $2,000 now.
I finally saw that. It was
I bought
pretty good.
Chicago's from Heat for $400.
It reminds me, I really want those green ones that are coming out. Is it tomorrow or today?
Which green ones?
The Jordan ones that are dropping. When? Let's see.
You could tell.
Oh,
I've been
shit,
out
did I
of
miss
touch.
it? No,
I've
I
been out
didn't.
of touch for a while.
Air Jordan 1 Zooms. These ones.
Yeah. I have the pine greens, so I don't
I don't
care
like
for
the
those.
pine. I love these. The pine green is just too dark for me. I love this. So I'm gonna take another L on the fucking sneakers app. How do you fuckers do that? Like, do you use bots or some shit?
No.
I thought this was supposed to be, like bot proof.
Wait, I thought of an idea. Let's do it. I got a good video idea. Trading in AP, your AP, you trade me, and I'll buy you sneakers.
That's
with
the last-
amount of money.
First of all, you need to buy me like 4 Dior Jordans.
Yeah, exactly. I'll lace you
Jesus.
up,
Hell nah.
and then I'll get all the shoes
Yeah.
plugged.
Well, which AB though?
Actually, no, hell no.
What about the watch on your wrist right now?
Hell no.
I'm just like trying to get a. I've been
This
looking
has
at
gone
watches
up.
more.
This is a GMT Master 2. This has gone up like since I got it, and actually I bought it to resell it, and then I wore it and I was like, I kind of like
Think
it.
about
My
it,
dad
yeah.
sold his like 8 months ago.
Really?
He had that one. That was like his Grail watch.
Gold
and he
GMT Master
sold it.
2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when he came over? He talked about it.
No.
My dad doesn't into
I
much.
didn't
but
remember
watches.
because he was. I know exactly what he was wearing. He was wearing a silver, a stainless deep sea seed dweller, which I also have the
The
exact same
44
watch.
mil.
Yeah, I think your dad and I have the same watch taste. I don't know if that says I'm old or if he's hip and cool.
Yeah, I don't know, but that was like his.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not there
He
yet.
wanted
so
like a nice, bit
I'm only
expensive
looking.
watch, but he sold it like 8 months ago, and I'm sure it's worth a lot more now.
That's the thing is when I bought it to like market price now, it's probably a $10,000 difference. So
Watch market's
Now I'm
crazy.
just holding it.
But Hoss, is it a phase or like when you get to that point?
Well, it depends on who you are, right? So for most people, I'm not saying you or me, but most people, the first time they come into big money, they do the big ones. Cars
and watches.
house. Well, house usually for if they're somewhat reasonable, right? Cars, house, pay off debts, that type of thing. And then after that, let's say you were consistently making decent money. Well, all right, you've bought a house, you've bought cars or car.
You have everything now.
Let's say then you go to second homes or investments, and you've done those. Like I got a lake house, multiple boats, multiple cars. It's like what else? So when you get to that point, and you can do it all different ways, right? Like I'm living in an apartment and have a $40,000 watch. You can do that. Seems odd.
I think that's
but-
backward.
Yeah, I mean
But-
you can do that, but so people do it differently. But generally speaking, in my experience and the folks that I've worked with over the past 20 years, when they come into money like that, it's not like they're being ridiculous with it. It's that things change, the levels change. Also,
different point of view.
yeah, and it's less about. I mean, it's so different for different people. But for me, it wasn't about like status. When I was young, when I bought my first Rolex, it was about status for me. I was like, oh, I'm cool now. I got a nice watch, which is fucking dumb. But I was early 20s, like, meh. But when you get like big boy watches, like a Nautilus or an AP, Chrono or some shit like that, then you're talking between $30,000-$50,000 in that range. Like that's some major shit to drop, and it's not like you're dropping that to just to look cool. Don't get me wrong, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And they do look cool. I have to say, I like them.
If you know.
If you know, but that's also why I like certain watches that are like you have to really know to know. It's not like I wear a watch with diamonds and all that stuff, and I rarely wear this out ever because
Gotcha.
actually I wear it around the house more than I do anything else. But so for some people, to answer your question, it is a phase. It's not like I've always been into watches since I was like in high school. My grandfather gave me a nice watch, and I was like, shit, this is awesome. I got really into it, the movements, all that stuff. But as I was saying, by and large, people get into big money. They look for other things. And then when your disposable income is a smaller and smaller percentage, right? I'm sorry, your disposable income is larger, but the what you choose to spend on a watch, right? If that becomes a smaller and smaller percentage of your income, then it becomes less of an issue. Like if you make $100,000 a year, right? Let's say you net $100,000. Fuck tax for a second, and you spend $1,000 on a watch. That's not a big deal to most people. Right? Like it's 1% of your annual income.
Yep.
So when you're at the point where you're spending, let's say it's the same thing, 1% of your annual income, and you're spending 50, 60K on a watch, like,
That's
again,
crazy.
it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So it depends on where you are. When it gets fucked up is when you're making $100,000 and you spend 50K on a watch.
Yep.
That's a little bit different. Now, if you've been
Gotcha.
doing that for 50 years and you're like, I really want this, fine, you do you.
That's
I could give a
different,
shit what anyone does, by the way.
Yeah.
No judgment. But, if you're looking at your financial future versus flexing,
Flex, right?
right? there is a lot of flexing in the watch world, but there's a lot of folks like myself who are longtime enthusiasts who've been on like the watch forums for over a decade, stuff like that. And we know who each other are, and we buy and sell between each other because we know what we're looking for. We know what we like, stuff like that. So
Gotcha.
it's less of a phase for some people. For me, it's been 20-something years, 20 years. But for some people, it's like once I get there, buy these dope ass watches, and I'm check the box for dope watches. So
Not even.
and that's the other thing is that for some people it's easier to get that flex on the wrist because it costs $5,000 versus $100,000 for a car, right? So sometimes people would do it differently, but
It's crazy. I would spend like 40, 50
We have
on
to
a car
pause for
so
your
quick.
pee break, Steve.
yeah,
Camera's going to cut us.
keep
that
that thought. We'll
Yeah.
come back.
Let's go.
All right.
And we are back, and Haas is drinking a warm beer.
Yep. Well, I'm trying to
I was
stay
just
away
thinking I
from
should
the
go
sun.
get a cold one. You know what we did in the break? No one went pee, and we just stood in the shade.
Yeah.
And then we had a great idea to next FlexCast. We're going to do inside the pool.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun.
We'd have to do it in the afternoon.
Dude, right now, are you
I'd say
kidding
it's
me?
hot
It's
enough.
hot as fuck right
It
now.
is.
That's Sunday.
We don't have to
flex.
wait until it's 102. We could do it at 92.
Whew, it's hot. It's humid.
I know. I love the humidity. The direct sunlight's a little bit different, but I love that's why we're in the under terrace. It's really nice, and there's also a breeze there. Right here, you can't really feel the breeze as much
At all.
because
I've been getting
you
a little bit. Feels good.
I can get a little bit on my feet because I put my feet in the pool and during the break. So
I would
feel
have
it.
jumped in if I had a bathing suit, but
It's okay. No judgment here. You can jump in
Too
with
many things to do.
You can
I
jump
was
in with that.
thinking about jumping in my boxers, honestly, but I don't want to have soggy boxers on the way home.
I mean, we have towels.
This bee will not leave me alone.
That's technically a hornet.
Hornet. Murder hornet.
That's right. Man, this year has been crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Murder hornets and stuff.
Have you guys seen all the explosion that's been happening though? Like
Where?
out of everywhere. I was looking at this list. It was showing like Russia. There was a gas station or something like that. It was like so much.
I mean, that
things
stuff
going
happens
on.
all the time. But after Beirut, it's been like
Yeah, like
you
left
know,
or right.
major
I guess
radar
they've been paying
explosions.
attention to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah,
that shit's crazy in Lebanon. You know.
Yeah, nah,
I'm sure you guys saw all those pictures and video and
Yep.
shit. That's like people's worst nightmare. But what was crazy about that in that region especially, I mean, years ago, not that long ago, I mean, we're talking about within recent memory for a lot of those folks, that was a part of life, and they had become a little bit jaded to the sounds. But something like that is unprecedented. That's ridiculous.
that was out of
And I
nowhere.
think so far there's no accountability whatsoever yet. Like nobody's been like, you know, this is who's responsible, who stored that, you know, stuff there. No idea.
Yeah,
On a
it's
very
crazy.
smaller scale, if you remember 85, right? Or it's like right around the corner from here where the bridge burned because there was stuff underneath. And
Well, that was a homeless guy.
well, that's what
who
they said. It was
started
a homeless
fire.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
But they
I
were
remember
storing
that.
But they were storing stuff under there too. That was.
But the reason I related was like trying to figure out who to hold accountable for something
That's
small
right.
scale as that. Because my sister drove on it through the smoke to get home from work. She like
Damn.
it was like probably 10, 15 minutes before it collapsed. Or like,
Wow.
because it collapsed, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
10, 15 minutes before that, she
Was that like
She
2
drove
year
through.
ago, a year ago, or something like that?
Three.
Is it a few
3
years ago?
3 years ago.
Damn.
I can't remember. It all blurs together these days.
Yeah.
You remember there was a sinkhole on 285? So there was a guy in a motorcycle, and then all the cars apparently stopped, but just all of a sudden a sinkhole appeared on 285.
It's crazy.
And the guy
That's
survived.
crazy.
He was fine. But it was crazy that on a highway you have a random sinkhole while you're driving. Can you imagine that?
That's like a.
That's
I always
crazy.
when I was
Oh,
younger
he's
had
got
like
the yawns in the morning, too. Look at that.
Yeah.
He's fighting it.
I haven't had my second coffee yet.
Oh,
Today.
my God. You know, you broke your caffeine addiction,
Yep.
and now you're back into it.
See, I've
like
thought
a
about
fiend, man.
it. Steve, do you drink coffee?
I mean, this morning, yeah. I haven't in a while.
This morning, because you haven't been up in a while.
I know.
It's a routine. I wake up, Sophie and I make a pot of coffee, and it's to enjoy a nice cup of coffee in the morning. It's like you enjoying a beer at 10 a.m. A nice cup of coffee.
Just enjoying life, bro.
Yeah, I'm enjoying
I give
the
a
coffee.
fuck.
I like the taste of it. And going to a coffee shop is nice. It's helped get me out of the house when I'm stuck editing all day. It's somewhere to go, grab a coffee, come back, be refreshed.
I know, man.
It's a process.
You could just come over to your friend Haas's house just to get out of the house. That's all you're
Yeah, but
trying
then
to
you
do.
convince me to have some beers and
Yeah, it sounds
pool.
terrible. It sounds awful.
It
when
does
you're
on a work day when I'm trying to control myself.
I-
on a Tuesday.
You were supposed to be one of my few friends, which is just you two guys who can do that.
I know.
And then this guy's like, "Oh, it's a work day, man, bro. It's a
Yeah,
weekday.
we
I
got
can't."
that
Training
schedule.
myself to be on a good schedule.
Now this
Instead
Hornet's
of
got me.
drinking every day.
Fuck.
I'm finally catching up with my schedule, man. I got videos piled up till Sunday for the first time in
Oh
a long
wow!
time.
Till
Yeah.
Sunday.
Come
to
You
pool
went
on
ham
Saturday.
for 2-3 days.
Hell yeah.
You want to come to the pool this Saturday?
Well, hey, let's do it.
Yeah, come
We're
in.
doing it.
Yeah.
My buddy Wade's coming.
Right here.
Okay.
I mean, he sends me like, no, actually, Cece does, not you. The TFTI.
Thanks for the invite.
Every time I
Oh.
post for a pool pic.
The way that
that's
Haas is, though, if you're friends with Haas and you see he's having people over, you can just start heading over. Don't even tell him and just show up, and he'll be so happy.
No, but the other day,
If you're
I
friends with
almost,
me,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, if you're
we're
friends.
already friends.
If you're
If
close.
not, you might get shot. So
Yeah,
I
if you're-
was so close the other day because it was like I saw what's his name cooking steaks.
Yeah,
and I was
Greg.
just coming from that
Chef
French
Greg.
restaurant. I was like,
you just
man,
eaten.
Yeah.
if it's a Steve or like a me or like a Greg, if they see you hang out at the pool, they'll be all right.
Yeah,
I'm
I'd
coming.
say that
Swing
there's
by.
about 10 to 13 people that anytime, any day, doesn't matter what's going on, like just come.
And then like maybe like 2 or 3 of them would actually just do it.
Yeah.
No, I'd say. Well, you mean unannounced, like
Like
just
unannounced would
randomly?
just show up.
I'd say 3 or 4.
Because I probably really wouldn't even just. I mean, I might.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
if-
calling you first.
if I really
That's
have
45
You do,
minutes.
but you do it. But yeah, because you have a lead time.
Yeah.
Half the time you're like, I'm out. Can I come by in 3 minutes? You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm like right around the corner. And I mean, if he was out Saturday grilling and I had nothing to do, I'd be like, all right, I'm just stopping by Haas's house.
Yeah.
But if I text him like, what are you doing? I know he gets excited. He's like, ooh, friends coming over.
No, but one thing I realized when I have my car back, I think I'm gonna drive so much more. So you
Yeah,
be
yeah,
seeing
You
me-
have to.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you got to enjoy it
yeah,
because who knows how
the
long it'll be
G-Wagon is
operational.
cool and all, but I don't know.
Oh yeah. So
it's
what's the
just-
car update?
We
supposed to be
just
done
got
right
the.
now. Do
you have your
we
car
got
yet?
the last part. We got the last part. I swear.
Wait, it's 2 weeks from that last podcast.
Yo, I really had to like tell the guys, yo, I'm just gonna tow the car to the house. I feel like that's what got them started now, because
Yeah.
it's like, yo, it's been over 8 months now.
It's insane.
If
If
my
there
car
was
was
in
in a shop for 8
Corona,
months,
I would
uh,
feel some type
I'm
of
not-
way.
After 2 months, I'm like, this is it. I'm taking it somewhere else. But that's me. I'm
Yeah.
impatient.
My God.
No, but they already took out the whole engine. My
Yeah, they just made it
turbo's
hard for him
out.
to leave.
Everything
all the
was
shit's out.
out.
They did all that. They pulled everything out. and they're like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So me moving that to, I was thinking top speed or somewhere else. Nah, another headache. So I was like, all right, just finish it.
all they're really doing is dropping an engine, put a new one in.
Put a new one in, new turbo, cooling the transmission a little bit better so it can handle the new engine. So it's a 4-liter. He's been trying to convince me.
Reasonably, this should have taken 4 weeks.
I know.
Reasonably.
I know.
4 to 6.
Well, if there's some shipping time and lead time, sure. Yeah, okay. So 4 to 6. I said reasonably. A little long is 6, I think. But
I know that's way too long.
8
That's
months
the most
is
I ever
insane.
waited for a car.
it's fucking carpenter bees. I've had a war with those carpenter bees.
Yeah.
Man.
I think it
haven't-
like that blue.
That thing's been in
Yeah.
the shop is like longer than I owned my truck. I literally, your car was in the shop when I bought my truck, and it's gone, and you still don't have it back.
But you see what they blaming it on? Corona.
Yeah.
Corona has been the only, because it was
Yeah,
it was
because
built from
get
two shops.
coronavirus.
Yeah, so AMS. And we
I'm
had-
sorry, I
yeah.
can't work on inanimate objects with no one else around
Yo,
because
they had
of
it
coronavirus.
twice. They had
Well,
it
at one
twice.
point, they were limiting. They weren't letting people be open at all, but now it's
Yeah,
different.
but that's been not the case for a while. And they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it couldn't get shipped to us."
Yeah, no,
because
AMS
of coronavirus.
took a while.
Right.
AMS
But then
took a while.
but
They
it's
had
been
to build
there
it.
for a long time now.
Yeah,
8 weeks.
yeah. Trust me, I want to blame it on them, and also I want to blame it on AMS. Is like
I think you're too nice.
I'm a little nice, but I want them
I'm a
to do
little
a
nice.
good work on that car, because I wanted to take it elsewhere, but I don't know.
I don't
these
think
guys.
anyone watching or listening thinks that you're a little nice. I think well, maybe compared to us,
Yeah.
compared
Well,
to
extra-
me,
As
you're like
as
way
crazy
too
as it
nice,
sounds,
bro.
I'm nice to you guys. I'm not nice to nobody else.
If
People
Steve
be
likes
try-
you, he likes you. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, then don't like the mechanics in the shop. Then.
Nah, he's been working on my cars.
See, that's the
So,
problem. See, he
yeah.
likes it. He's like,
Yeah, he's
Haas,
a cool
if,
dude.
if you just
cool
want to
dude.
like borrow my car for 9 months, that's cool. Like, good to know. Good to know. Next time,
I think this week is my 1-year anniversary with the R8.
you
Oh,
gonna
so
celebrate with a
officially.
cake or some shit.
No, that's long for owning a car for me. I go a year is usually my
Actually,
How long
I'm-
did you
I'm
have
with
that
you.
GTR for? Couple months.
GTR for 6 months.
Okay.
The long I've had.
I
mostly
wasn't
just-
gonna sell it, but that car came in, and since
Nah,
it did,
that
I
was
was like, this
that
is
was
it.
a good pick. Like,
Just because, like, if that didn't pan out how it did, I probably would still have the GTR, and I probably would have started to build it or something.
how did
I would have made fun of you.
what's his name sell it to you? Like, how did he approach you about it?
So I messaged him about he posted something about an R8. Like he posted like
Did you get it from Tony?
no,
No,
I got
no,
it from Nexus.
Nexus,
That's where I
yeah.
bought my GTR. But he posted something and he's put something about a R8, and he's like, oh, we might be getting one of these in soon. And I texted him, I was like, yo, if you get one in, let me know. I've been looking at them. He's like, nah, they're slow. Keep the GTR. But then I was like, no, I'm serious. Like I might look into it. So then he's like, well, I do have this one that might be coming. But it's like one of 25 in the world, whatever. So I was like, wow, that's probably out of my price range for what I want to spend right now.
Mhm.
And so then he sends me a picture, and the first thing I see, it's gray and orange, and I'm like,
Let's
Ooh.
that's
go.
my car. I was
Let's
like,
go.
I'm buying this car. And I was like, but the price point, because at the time, what I wanted to spend on a car was like in the 120 to 140 range, because that's where R8s were at that was the market for a V10
It was
Plus.
a bit above that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this one was a bit above that, but then he brought it to me at a higher price than I ended up paying it. But then when I went and looked at it, basically I said, I want it contingent on the price. I don't know if he owned it yet or he was still working the trade because it was like a trade deal. And then the day that it came in off the trailer, I was there as it was coming off the trailer,
Mhm.
and I went and drove it
Before you had bought it.
before I
Yeah.
bought it. And the one thing I love about him is because I'm a returning customer,
He
let me
cool.
come and drive the piss out of the car before
Yeah.
I bought it. When I tried to buy a GTR, I went to Nissan. Like, no, we need to run your credit. We
I
need to see
know,
this.
I
I'm like,
know, I know.
I'm not running
Well,
my credit
you
for a
also
car.
look like a 16-year-old.
Yes,
dude,
I
I'm
know,
sure.
but
I don't blame him for that.
no, and
I
I get
think
it.
Nissan
But
does that. Period. Like they was like, "You sure you don't want the Altima?" Like I went there, I was like, "I want this car right here." It was like, "You sure you
Came
don't
in
want
for
the
a
Altima?"
GTR, bought an Altima.
Yeah.
Oh my
and
God.
for the and I mean at those dealerships though, that's like the Mac Daddy car. But
Yeah.
he let me drive the piss out of it, and then we went right as I was giving him the keys. I was like, "Yeah, we need to figure out numbers." He's like, "This is the number. This is what I'm giving you on your GTR," and I was like,
I
Nah,
will
he is
say,
a good
I don't
guy,
see a
though.
lot of GTRs for sale often.
No,
Like they get
no.
snapped up pretty quickly.
he
Really
has
fast.
them all. He's the guy with the
He
GTRs.
buy them. Yeah,
He buys them all.
But he's so cool because the GTR
What's his
that I
name?
need, Nexus,
Does he?
His
Does he?
name's Osama.
Does he want?
Osama. Yeah.
Does he want an Aston and a Maserati? Give me a Bentayga.
I don't know. He might be able
He-
to buy
yeah,
it
he
for
might be
me.
able to
He
do
just
something.
bought a Caddy or something like that. I think he had
just
it for a
sold
while now.
306. He had a 600 mile 01 and like a 6,000 mile 06 that he just sold.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
the-
I didn't even buy the car from him. He still like bring me to the group.
Yeah.
Like that's how cool he is.
And
so.
when I first went there to drive the first GTR I was buying, he let me drive it, and he's like, "Okay, look, you want the stock one? It makes more sense to buy a built one because you're gonna save money." So he's like, "Okay, we're gonna go drive the stock 1st,
Mhm.
drive it how you want, and then I'm gonna take you out in my my car, which is an 800 wheel horsepower, it's full bolt-ons." So I did that. He let me do both cars, full experience of each, so I know what I'm getting into.
Yo, he gave me the key to a 1500 horsepower GTR.
Yeah.
Like, hey, go. Let me know what you think. I was
Yeah.
like, yo, pretty cool guy though.
Yeah, he's
If you
cool.
looking for a GTR, that's the right place to go.
Yeah, especially if not even if you're in Atlanta, he ships it, but
Yeah.
I think he does the most, and he's been expanding. He had my R8, and he drove it for a day to go to like the tag office or whatever.
Mhm.
And when he was giving me the keys after I bought it, he's like, "Man, I want this car." He's like, "I'm gonna buy one." So then he ended up buying. I'm good.
Yeah.
He ended up buying a R8 himself to build, and he had it as his own car.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I gotta work out, so I can't drink yet.
I know.
I don't have these.
I might hit the gym today. I got nothing but free time, so. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Got me a fresh cold one. Thanks for your rant on GTRs.
I know.
I don't
so
care about.
Not gonna. I would buy a GTR as a track car, honestly, but
I actually wanted to give you guys waters, but I didn't have any over there.
There's-
so-
I know. my water's too hot right now. I'm not drinking that.
I know.
I'm not an asshole. I brought them beers, but they didn't want it.
If it was like 5 o'clock,
What does the time have anything to do
because
with
I would have worked out already. I don't want to drink before working out.
it? So you should have worked out this morning like you normally do.
I was up and I had to edit and I had to get a haircut, and now I'm here. We don't stop.
All right, you
I gotta go home and do my thumbnail.
Right?
You sound like a 9 to 5er, bro.
Consistency.
It's a
on
weekday,
schedule.
guys.
No, I'll drink during the week, but
It's not even noon.
not before working out.
Right.
This is a workout. I'm sweating as much as
I know.
am
I was
working
just gonna say the same thing. I'm sweating like I am working out.
Oh man,
This is what I would sweat if I worked out. But
I feel like a workout right now.
I hate gyms. But man, I really am dying for like doing a league sport. Like that's I used to play 4 or 5 league sports a year. But
I play baseball.
no, I mean, well, I played softball. But I mean like the league sports around here. You know, not like when I was a kid.
or
I mean,
like between us guys.
I mean like last year.
Like between us guys, or just random.
Well, they have co-ed leagues. They have
Oh, okay,
men's
okay.
leagues. Like I would, I played competitive volleyball for a while, but I've been doing it with a company called Zog Sports, and they actually just left Atlanta 2-3 years ago. But they were. I was doing it for a decade. I probably played like.
I gotta find out
25
like cost.
seasons.
What haven't you done yet? Like I remember even.
That's not much. I
Diving.
played. No,
Huh?
I've never
You didn't do
been.
competitive diving.
Hell no.
That's
That-
what that's what I lettered in.
That's true. I don't do.
I remember
diving.
when bowling, he took off the glove. I was like, wait,
is
how?
I used to be a ranked national amateur in bowling. I was a bowling instructor. Matter of fact, in college, I taught a course, intermediate bowling.
I remember.
I was a bowling alley mechanic. I was really into bowling too, but I get into things for a little while, and then
Hoss is like me as well. When he gets into something, he's full in. Podcast
yeah.
buys everything.
yeah.
the next week I was like, "We're ready to go."
He gets into soccer. He's
God.
calling up Cristiano Ronaldo. I need personal lessons.
Yo, CR buddy, what's up?
I actually
Let's
work
go.
with Cristiano Ronaldo.
No.
Yeah, he has a
CR7.
denim company called CR2. I
Okay.
think it's called CR2, and it's a nice denim company. And they reached out, and we did a whole thing together.
That dude is pretty.
He's a pretty good. He's a
He's a pretty guy.
he's skilled. He's a very skilled man.
Didn't he just break the record too for
CR2 or Messi?
goals? Oh, dude, CR7.
Or it's 7. That's what it is. CR7 denim.
Yeah, I was like, maybe he called the denim
I don't
company
know why
CR2.
two. Yeah, but CR7 denim. Yeah, I don't know. Back when the World Cup was going, that was
I
fun.
gotta tell all the fucking construction guys at the house, like,
Yo, they
just
doing
give me a
things
break
at
for
the-
for an hour while I'm filming a fucking podcast.
And then the lawn people would come across the street. And then,
this is the rough life.
That's
I
Living
guess
a
crazy.
fucking.
because a weekday.
Yeah, but so
Yeah.
did you actually work with him or with his company?
His company.
Yeah.
But it was cool to have that relationship. And then he had released these limited edition Air Force Ones. And I hit him up. I'm like, yo, let me
You
get
hit him up
those.
straight, like you're like, yo, CR7 on Instagram.
And I was
One
like,
of his two, how many does he have? Like 180 million followers, probably. He's
and
like the
they
Rock.
said they never responded. Oh no, they said
course
we'll see
not.
what we can do, and they didn't do anything.
They couldn't do anything.
But they were a general release. I could have gotten if I wanted. It was a white Air Force One with a gold crinkle swoosh.
They didn't know who you were.
They did because I work with them. This was post working with them
How long ago was this?
3 years ago when I did fashion.
And
3
how?
years ago.
So,
Oh, trust
you
me,
were,
they
you weren't
changed
the
fast.
Harrison Neville then. You were just Harrison Neville.
I was like 50,000,
Ow.
80,000 followers.
This fucking lighter is as hot as flame. Just oh my god.
I feel like my knees burning. This is the wrong outfit for the day.
I'm
You might have
also
to wrap
wearing
it
all
early
black.
with this
God damn.
sound.
Oh, I can't even hold this. It's so hot.
That's the point. See, your doctor gave that to you to burn your hand so you would stop smoking.
So you
So I
would
come back
stop.
to him.
No, so you'd stop smoking. It's a way to curb it.
I don't know. He's like, I enjoy one, once a month on the golf course. I'm like, yeah, I enjoy 3 or 4 every day.
That's what I want to do. I want to go golfing.
Yeah.
You say this.
No, I do.
No, you say this.
I got to film
Then
tomorrow.
I said, just like we talked about, I was like, I'm ready to go. Let's go tomorrow. And you're like,
What about like
meh.
Wednesday next week?
What?
Let's go like Wednesday next week during the day.
What an arbitrary day.
I gotta film Friday. I gotta film Monday. I gotta post Tuesday. Wednesday I'm free.
Where are we going? Top golf or?
No, like a
Why don't you get on your fucking job like Steve and stack up that shit so you can live your life?
creatively. I'm doing great. I can live my life. I'm here right now, but I like to partition. Well, I've already scheduled my weekend because my wife likes to schedule things. So we don't really
Yeah.
have anything tomorrow. Actually, I'm filming, so that's me getting ahead.
All right, so golfing. We could do golfing Saturday early before the pool.
Part 3, but it's gonna be packed on a Saturday. I say go to the week when it's clear and we don't have to wait an hour to get in on the course.
I was a member of a country club for a while.
Oh,
when
don't
I
mind
lived
me.
in
I'm
the
probably not
burbs.
even gonna hit that
Not
ball.
worth it.
So
I moved out of the burbs, and I was still paying for 2 or 3 years. And I was like, "Fuck, I should," because I was always like, "Oh, I'm gonna go." And I kept paying, and man, that's how they get you. Like you plan to go and you never go. But no, we can go. All right, so you gonna golf with us?
let's go.
Part
I
3
probably
course is
won't
good
hit
for
the
anybody.
ball, but I
No,
mean,
you-
Have you ever been golfing?
I did it in New York a couple of times. I went to Top Golf with all you guys.
That's not golfing.
Yeah, so no.
But a par 3 course he could manage. Par 3 is easy. It's a small course. It's 3.
I started on par 3s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Like you can totally suck on a par 3 and it's acceptable.
Okay.
My
Hey,
buddy's-
let's go.
My buddy's dad is like a he's plays in pro tournaments. Like he's very good at golf, and that's what he does for fun during the week. And he has a membership at Golf Club of Georgia, and I would piggyback and just go as a guest with them all the time.
Yeah.
And not have to pay because their memberships are like people's salaries. So I thought they were like $70K a year.
It depends, but
It's a nice facility.
initiation fee is a big one usually,
Yeah.
and then you've got your annual fee. Sometimes there's some, monthly fees, and then sometimes there are like minimum spends you have to spend at the clubhouse, which
food,
you,
drink.
yeah, you end up doing anyway. You're like, oh, I don't want. If it's a huge minimum, it's like $2,000. It's different, but you're like, hey, I want just a few drinks at the turn, or I want a couple sandwiches, whatever. Or you go there and you have 10 beers with your boys. You hit that.
Yeah. Food's expensive there.
Yeah, but
And we would go eat at the club all the time because it was nice to, after you go play, just to go sit down. And I wasn't old enough to drink at that point, but
I think I have an extra set of clubs.
Hey.
Or you can just use
Share
some
take
of
it,
ours.
yeah.
Did your parents throw away your clubs or give them away?
I think they donated them. I got into golf. I tried to play in high school, and I tried out and didn't make the team. I'm telling you, I tried every sport. I played lacrosse in high school. I played soccer,
Lax, bro.
diving, track. I did everything.
Yeah.
What did you run in track?
I did long jump and the 4x4. 100.
I was on a state championship team. In the
Oh my
4x400.
God, Haas.
So I was not that.
It wasn't me. I was the. By the way, I was like the low man, the totem pole, and I was the alternate because the fourth guy, who was fucking insane. Actually, there were 4 guys. 3 of them went to the NFL, by the way. Yeah,
okay.
insane. Like at my school in North Springs High School, 3 of these guys were fucking 6'2" monsters. Like they were insane athletes. And the 4th guy, like I think he got sick or something. They're like, and they used to call me Little Bit because I'm shorter. But they were like, let's put a little bit in, and I was like,
Oh shit.
fuck. And
Did the
I
same
ran
thing
my
happen?
heart out, and I was by far the worst leg. But they were so far ahead of the field that we still won, and I was like, damn, that's awesome.
That exact same thing happened to me. I was the B team, and then I was friends with. I would practice with my buddy Mike Randall, who was like amazing. He was like top tier athlete. We thought he was gonna go pro. He was amazing at playing football. And we practiced a lot with each other on the 4x4, but he was on the A team, and then they brought me up from the B to A on the first track day.
Yeah.
And so then I go out there and I hit a wall. It was so bad. It was like the last event of the
y'all
day.
win?
I could just
We got like
imagine.
3rd.
Oh damn!
Because
so
he
you
hit a
sucked
wall
way
too.
worse.
He went out after me,
oh.
and he hit a wall, and we both
Damn.
were just like, we were not. It was the first event of the year because I actually signed up as long distance.
Well,
and I
see,
switched.
that's so I ran cross country and track, and in track I was the 800 meter, which by the way is like the longest sprint. It is
so
insane.
long.
It's so hard. People don't realize how hard the 800 is. It's so hard.
That's 2 laps, right?
It's a 2-lap sprint.
Yeah.
It is insane. And I was always second on the team. And the one of the guys was on the championship team. He was on the 400 team too. But man, these guys, Alex Prince, Ephraim Hill, Brandon Holmes. These guys were insane. And I was a freshman, they were like a senior or something like that. But I was on the team for the 2 mile and the mile, and I crushed that. By the way, for me, I was happy with it.
I was also 5'2" when I was on track.
So you were my height.
When I was a freshman in high school, I was 5'2", or I was like sophomore year. 5'2".
I actually was by far not the shortest person, but I was kind of in the mid range. But the guys who were 6-something, they could their stride
Their
is
legs
just longer.
crazy,
Yeah, and I made up for it by trying 110%. So I was like, like I'd do like 4 or 5 steps for their 1 or 2.
Yeah.
They'd be like, man, I respect how hard you work, but you're not going to be great at this sport. I was like, fuck you, I'm going to try. And it worked out. But did you play high school sports?
I played football. Played football.
That's
for
right.
A while,
He was like
yeah.
running back and stuff, right?
Yeah, I did.
You didn't do any track and field?
I did track, but that was like middle school.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, that doesn't count at all. So I don't know. I got into football, and then I got into computers, and then it just went to the left from there. I mean, to the right from there.
Well, Steve has these sayings: to the left is negative, to the right is good. By the
Yeah,
way, in case you guys missed that.
yeah.
I did the long jump that I did. I was shorter, but I could jump I've always been able, like, I can pretty much dunk, and for how short I was at the time, it was very good. So I did long jump. It was me
But
and the JV
ups
team.
don't necessarily convert to long jump.
It does.
Not necessarily.
theoretically.
Yeah, theoretically. But
So-
you have to train differently for that.
Yeah. JV squad varsity. I'm JV. Varsity was a basketball player 6'9" on the long jump.
My God.
So I go out. I can jump a 15.5, and for
Wow.
being a little bit over
Yeah,
5
that's
foot,
pretty
it was
good, dude.
great. He comes out and does like an 18.9, 4 feet ahead of mine. He wins the whole thing, and 15 is like the average. Like I was getting like third, fourth
Pretty
place,
good if you're that short.
and then
though.
he goes boom in 19 feet. I'm like, Jesus, this is insane.
Yeah.
So I never passed JV.
Well,
Shoot.
I mean, I played varsity on every single sport all my years except for my favorite sport at the time, which was soccer, because we had some insane soccer players. My freshman year, I was JV, but every other year I was varsity. So I only had one experience JV in my freshman year. But I remember it was such a big deal for me to be like, I gotta be on varsity team. I gotta get there. And now I can barely remember like half the shit.
I got put on varsity baseball. I played baseball 14 years. Got put on varsity baseball my freshman year because they only were doing one team, and so I made the cut. And you would think better to get on varsity. I played 2 innings the whole season. So after that,
Well, the
I
low
said-
man on varsity doesn't.
And so I said, "Fuck this! I want to play." And so I went and I did other sports. That's when I went to
Yeah.
track. I went to
Yeah.
lacrosse. I was like, I want to actually
It
play
happens.
instead of sit on the bench.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
folks thought I was going to go pro in baseball. I played baseball for 11 years. And then I fell out of love with it. I was a pitcher. And then also, like everybody else, I mean, I was growing, everybody else was growing. But in high school, like I kind of stopped growing at 5'9", and everybody else kept growing. And so I was like,
6
yeah,
foot, 6
yeah. Exactly. I was like, it's tougher for me to hang with that. I mean, I could still throw hard, but it wasn't going to, the low 80s probably, for a kid that was pretty good. But compared to the guys that were throwing in the 90s, like they were insane. And they were fucking 16 years old. It was insane.
I remember being 5'2", going up to bat against a kid who was 6 foot throwing 97. He had already signed a Georgia
kidding
Tech.
me?
God.
I was shitting my no. This was the one game that they
Nolan
put me
Ryan
in.
over there.
The
Fuck.
one game they put me in. So I go out and I'm playing my 2 innings, and then they say, Neville, you're up next. This guy's pitching. And
Dude,
I
they
go,
were fucking with
I'm
you.
like, no,
they
I'm
were,
not.
They were
I'm
fucking
not.
with you.
There's a guy on the team with the last
Oh.
name Neal, Neal. And so they came up to me, and it was he was going up because I was like,
Neil and Neville.
I'm going to die
yeah.
if I go up against this guy. Like, 97 at me, the ball, it'd be insane. And luckily, but that guy, first at bat of the game, he walks up, he goes left instead of right because he could bat both. Second pitch, knocks a home run straight left-handed. Not even like his major hitting arm.
I miss high school sports. There was a lot of. I actually had a lot of lessons. In
I
high
had
school
this
sports.
I left I used to live in Florida, so I left Florida around 10th grade.
Yeah.
New York, unless you play basketball, it wasn't nothing
Really?
available like that. Yeah.
Yeah, regionally it's very different.
Yeah.
I remember
It was-
I just tried to play every sport though. Like I was actually second. I mean, I don't know now. When I graduated, I was number 2 for the most number of letters ever at my
That's a Haas
school.
thing.
Well,
Very Haas
yeah.
thing.
well, it's not because I was the fucking number 2. I didn't win. Actually, the guy I mentioned, Alex Prince, he was number 1. Guy had 23 letters, and I had 21.
I had
yeah.
one. What
I
about you,
was like,
Steve?
fuck.
Did you letter in anything?
at all.
I just had one my senior year. I was diving. That was it.
My letter jacket is like lopsided because of all the fucking pins.
You
and
would have
shit.
been that kid wearing a letter
Oh,
jacket.
I
at
fucking
school.
love my letter jacket, dude.
Flexing.
I lived in that
Flexing
shit.
straight
in high
up.
He had his he had like class rings on, his Letterman.
I never did. I don't like jewelry. I never did rings, but I did wear the fuck out of my letter jacket.
Man,
I
I was
had
just
every
trying to-
fucking pin and patch on that
It
shit.
was a waste
too.
of money, so I didn't do it. It was like $500.
It was at $400-something. Yeah.
Yeah, my parents were like, "You lettered in one sport. You're a senior. You're not gonna wear."
Yeah, my
this
parents were
ever."
like, "You want to buy it? You do it." And I was like, "Fine, I got 2 jobs. Like, fuck you. I can buy it. I just want you to see if you'd pay it." But
Dude, I was just trying to graduate. I remember like 11th grade, 11th, 12th grade, man.
different strokes, you know.
No, it was completely different. Completely, especially growing up in Brooklyn, completely different.
So
Just
what
trying
were
to
the?
graduate.
So football was big.
Football was big, but it was like by the time I got there, I couldn't register. I couldn't do anything. So it was like, all right, focus in school, trying to finish this. And they put me a grade behind. So I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it works.
So
we're
did,
dying, guys.
we're dying. What else did you play in high school besides
I did
Like,
football for. I was
outside
trying
the
to
school?
do
Did you play
track.
anything?
No, I didn't even. It was more
GTA?
like GT. I wish. I couldn't even afford GT at that time, so it was more like survival mode for me at that time.
All right.
Yeah.
But what did high school sports do for you though? Like obviously you wanted to play football,
teamwork. I feel like it helped me communicate with people better
Hmm.
because after
Like on a
high
team?
school,
Yeah.
after high school, I was able to run a company and do all that stuff, which was I know how to communicate with everybody.
but totally.
Yeah, it was pretty cool though.
I would say actually right after high school when I started my clan, World Championship Halo clan, by the way.
Clan tag.
You make fun of it, but it taught me so much about running an international organization that between sponsorships and costs and training and maintaining kind of a brand and a vision. Like what we had at our height, we had 55 members across the world. And it taught me so much about running a business, about communicating. And again, Harry makes fun of me like he did last week about being an over communicator. But
Yep. He's my jealous girlfriend to my wife.
I mean, we did discuss having a compound for all of us to live on.
Yeah.
That was 2
One
days
day.
ago. I actually would love that.
I found 9 acres in It was not in Buckhead. This was somewhere in the general area. It was like 20 minutes west, whatever. And it was like 9 million. No, it's 3 point something million.
Yeah, no, the one that was 10 million was
460
400
acres.
and I was like, yes, but that was like 45 minutes out, an hour out, and I was like, I mean, I actually would do that. I would. I don't think my family would be down for that, but I absolutely would. I would love that.
Yeah.
Have a compound. Maybe I should start a
For
cult.
everybody. Oh my god.
By the
I'm
way,
done.
you realize the tax incentives for a cult or a religion? But if you start
Yeah.
a cult, you can make it whatever religion you want. You do realize it's so wide open. Like we could start a fucking sneaker religion. I'm not kidding, and pay almost zero taxes. Yeah, look it up, kids. I'm serious. If you're remotely let's say, non-spiritual and unscrupulous, you could start a religion and say, here are my followers, what we do. You know, I have this place of worship, whatever. And you could get the tax exemption status. I mean, one of the biggest quotes from an alma mater from one of my undergrad schools, GW, L. Ron Hubbard. Are you familiar with who that is?
Yep.
He started Scientology. One of my favorite quotes from him is, want to know the best way to make money? Start a religion.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's true. That's one of the big reasons why. But, you know, I think it's a little fucked up.
Yeah,
But I've considered it.
It's fucked up. I was watching Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura's podcast. They're not watching this, but shout out. And they were talking about
Bert?
if you were to start your Bert was talking about how he wants to join a new religion. He's like, read off all the different religions to me, and I'll see if it lines up. Let me see if I can guess what it is. And so then they would read like what they believe in, and then they would say like what it is. Then they'd be like, he's like, oh, I love it. Be like Muslim, and
Right.
he'd be like, I actually really like what they believe in, or something like that. And he's like,
Yeah.
how about this? We create our own religion, and they were going the whole tangent like that too.
Yeah, but did he talk about how you can make fuck tons of money
No.
and be tax
He
exempt?
just wanted to. have
Uncle
his own
Haas
religion.
yet again is giving you jewels of wisdom here. Like, one of you should go out there and make $1 billion religion. By the way, it would not be the first 50. So
Sure.
if you look at it statistically, it's a lot easier.
Can
to
you
succeed
imagine?
that way? But don't pull a fucking David Koresh or some shit and bag a bunch of 8-year-olds and get killed. And
Well, let's
against the
not
FBI.
go into that.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying, like, that's
yeah.
terrible. My point is,
You're gonna
that's,
bring up. Oh, I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say something.
why not? This is unfiltered.
But we have to worry about getting suppressed.
Oh yeah.
Something to do with food and gait.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Oh my God.
All right.
Spin down those rabbit holes.
Are they suppressing that stuff right now?
I swear, if you say that, it's gonna get suppressed.
I'm also
Why
disappointed.
wouldn't it?
There are very few like reputable news outlets that are providing anything, which is why I'm like suspect.
Philip DeFranco,
Yeah, I think
he
yeah, I
gets
still
suppressed,
watch
and
him.
I'd say he's the most unbiased that I can find.
But he learned to manage it though, which is pretty cool. Like
Yeah,
he would
with
give you that
Patreon.
the stuff that he knows that's gonna get compressed,
Yeah.
and the stuff that he know that's not.
Speaking of Patreon, did you see Shroud crush fucking Dr. Disrespect?
Oh,
Did he
damn.
do his first stream back?
Yes.
What numbers did he pull?
I don't know. It broke records.
Doc did 5.
Yeah, he broke Doc's record.
Wow,
Damn.
Yeah. So I don't know what the exact numbers were, but I saw the headlines.
it's
It was insane.
Well, that's
And
cool.
he's still
that-
complaining that he don't know why they ban him.
yeah,
That's fucked up. That's totally
Yeah.
fucked up.
Well, so some.
But I don't know how much to believe there.
Because I've seen some people who they're saying Twitch is suppressing it, and they're saying that they're not even telling top tier members of Twitch what the problem is, and it'll come out in a few months. But there was a lot of different people who came out, like Slasher came out and said like this is something huge and it can't be talked about. And so then people are like, well, how does he know and Doc not know?
Right.
And what Doc has said, there's millions of dollars at stake here with the contracts that they're
doubt.
just that there has to be some sort of litigation for the
sure.
whole situation.
Ongoing, no doubt. No doubt.
So-
That's why he also said Doc was like, let the lawyers do their thing because he
Yeah.
didn't want to make a statement. And I've been in years of
Situations
ongoing
like that.
litigation, and you cannot.
Yeah.
And if you do, even if you are like subversive in general, it can hurt you.
Yeah.
It can't help you. It can only hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's smarter not to. But then again, Doc is, whether you like him or not, he's a genius.
He
at-
builds hype.
Yeah, exactly. At manipulating the situation and building something. And so it's only helping him, really, if you think about it. All right.
You guys think he's better than Mr. Beast?
Well,
Totally
it's very
different.
different. Very different, I
Yeah.
think.
In the gaming space,
do
there's
I-
not many people that build hype like
exactly.
Doc does.
Do
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like Dr. Disrespect more than Mr. Beast? Yes. Do I think Mr. Beast is a great human and fucking that kid tries hard? Yes.
For the greater, he's trying for the greater
Absolutely.
good, too.
Yeah.
Do I think Doc gives any fucks about the greater good? No. But that doesn't really factor into my,
Yeah.
Yeah. got you.
classification there. They're also not apples to apples, you know what I mean? But Doc, he came on YouTube and the first day, do you see how much he made in just Patreon?
I heard, well, not Patreon. When he first started,
The donations, yeah.
Oh.
No, on YouTube, yeah.
when he just came back,
You were here when he was live.
I heard he did 18,000 after the first stream.
God
18,000
damn.
memberships.
Oh, Okay, I'm talking about dollars because people were throwing $500, $150 at a time. It's like
Just
crazy.
memberships alone, that's $5 a pop. 18,000.
Yeah.
Do the math.
That's not
All right, I'm
bad.
dying.
Because
out
Harry's
here.
not gonna do the
I
math.
am dying.
I'm gonna
yeah.
pass out.
All right, guys. I think it's time because we're sweating bullets here, and look, we're all glistening. Well, we trying.
I was trying to move it up.
But should we do this again next time out here in the sun?
In the pool. In the pool.
In the
In the
pool.
pool, yeah, for
All right,
sure.
tune in next week for our pool version of the podcast. For Harrison Neville, Steve the Gamer,
I just lost 10 pounds.
Ed Haas, We're out. Thanks, guys.
Bye.